Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue with the part 2 of the basic IT concepts. Already we have seen the part 1. Now we are going to continue with the part 2 of the basic IT concepts. So now let us go further with the slides that are available with this one. Always you have to understand the information system needs to store a lot of data. For example, if you are going to have an information system about employee, it has to have all the information about employee stored in one place, and that is called database. So database is nothing but it's a software to store the data in an organized way, such as tables, for storage and retrieval of information. You can store the data, and whenever you want you also can take out the information. The most famous um database programs are Oracle and MS Access. Any information system is connected to the database because you have a user interface. Normally it is designed using Java, C Sharp or any other programming language. But in the back there is a place to store the data, and that is called database. In the database we are actually going to store all the information pertaining to the information that has to be displayed on the screen. So this is actually based on the client server architecture. What is a client? Client means the computer in which the user is going to see the information is called client. What is server? Server is actually the main computer which is actually available in the background, from where it's the server is the main computer which is going to process and give you the information that you may need at any point of time. Now look at this diagram, you will understand it very clearly. You are connected by an internet. This is the server side, the main computer. This is the database, and there are many other modules, and data is organized in this way like a tables in the database. Okay, you want some information based on the hierarchy or the arrangement of the table. You can actually locate the information very easily from here. So this is the idea. See, for example, I am a user. If I want to access an information, I will see the information in this computer, but the information is going to come to me through the web from the server database, where you have the computation and the storage. Storage is in the form of database, and computation is done, calculations and the processing is done in the server side, and finally the result is displayed in the client side. And this is the basic idea of the client server architecture. The next concept that we are going to discuss now is about the data storage. See, as I told you, the computer or any information system has to store a lot of data. When I am going to talk about a lot of data, you need a lot of space to store data, and we need a lot of memory. In short term, we need a lot of memory to store the information, and this is actually called storage space or data storage. Okay, in computer, like we are going to buy tomato, we say kilo tomato. How much is 1 kilo tomato? How much is 1 liter of milk? Similarly, here the data is measured in the form of bytes. What is a byte? Before that, let us understand what is bit. We have studied from the long back, computer can understand only 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 means two number. There are two numbers. It can be either 0 or it can be 1. So in English, binary means 2. So there are two alphabets. So its bit is called binary digit. So 0 is a binary digit, and 1 is also called a binary digit. So 0 and 1 are called binary digits. Now look at this table. If you have 8 bits, this is equal to 1 byte. 1024 bytes makes up 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobyte makes up 1 megabyte. 1024 megabyte makes 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabyte makes 1 terabyte. 1024 terabyte makes 1 petabyte. Please remember these things. When you are going to the shop to buy a hard disk, you say, give me 1 TB hard disk, give me 2 GB hard disk, give me 50 GB hard disk, something like this. So you see that means this is the amount of information that can be stored. So 8 bit is what? It is nothing but 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, 8 digits, all 1. It can be also like 1 1 1 1 8 times. That's called 8 bits. And that 8 bit is equal to what? 1 byte. If you are going to store 1024 bytes in one place, it's called 1 kilobyte. And 1024 kilobytes stored in one place is called 1 megabyte. 1024 megabytes is called 1 gigabyte, and so on. So I hope until this one, it is clear for every one of you. Now let's go to the next important thing. We know about the storage of data. Many people store the data in the hard disk of the computer, or sometimes they have an external hard disk to store the information. In addition to this, there is also something called cloud storage. What is cloud storage? You see here is a model of computer storage in which the digital data is stored in logical pools. I will explain you. That means the data does not store in one hard disk. It stores in multiple servers, in multiple locations, and it is owned and managed by a company or by an organization. Okay. Now, for example, the most common one, for example, what is this? Dropbox. Like you have Amazon Drive, you have OneDrive, and all these things are examples of different cloud storage facilities available for storing the information. I hope until now this is clear for everyone. The next concept which I want to introduce to you is called big data. Big data is a field that treats the way to analyze systematically, extract the information. Okay, normally in a conventional data system, analyzing system, or a database data processing application software, it is very difficult to analyze some data because the data is too complicated. So we need big data. It's a field which will analyze systematically by extracting the information, which is very complex to be analyzed and processed in a conventional data processing application software. For example, we have a database software, we have queries, we make queries to find out different information in a normal data processing application software. But if you are going to have a data which is very difficult to extract the information systematically, then you go in for big data. There is another emerging field in the field of IT and information system, and which is very much essential for business students. It is called data analytics. What is data analytics? It is a science of analyzing the raw data in order to make conclusions and about the information. So we have to get some clear pattern or clear what I can say, the trend we have to arrive by analyzing the data. We are having raw data, we analyze the raw data to make conclusions about the information. So that's called data analytics. Okay, there are many tools available, like here you can see the different types of tools that are available for data analytics, which is given here. This is also very commonly used technical term or a vocabulary in IT field or in information system. It is called digital dashboard. You know what is a dashboard? A dashboard is nothing but if you are going to have a dashboard for a car, you have a dashboard in which you can see the speed of the car, you can see how much is the fuel in the car, whether the headlight is on or not, the cruise control is on or not, what is the gear you applied, many things you can see in one place. That's called the car's dashboard. Similarly, we can see all the information about the various types of data in one screen in different formats. Like here you can see this in a line chart, or maybe here you can see it like in a pie chart. Here you can see these things in a consolidated summaries. So that's what is actually called as digital dashboard. This is the digital dashboard where you get the report for 1 month, which is October 2019. What is the total revenue we got? What is the level of customer satisfaction? What is the commission we paid? What is the license we sold? And product, the sold licenses. What are the performance of the team members, the top 3 performers in the team, revenue curve. Everything is available about 1 month for you as a manager to see all the information, and that is called digital dashboard. It is an electronic interface. What is the interface? Screen that aggregates. Aggregate means summarizes and visualizes the data from multiple sources such as database, locally hosted files, and web services. Even you can get some data from web pages or from other internet resources. You can also get the data from local databases and from the locally hosted files. This is called digital dashboard. The next concept that you have to know very clearly is called data security. See, whenever you are going to access your information in the information system, your information is subject to vulnerability or threat from hackers. So always it is very important to gain the confidence of the end user by assuring them that the data which is actually used is secure and it is intact and nobody cannot steal the data. That's actually called data security. It is nothing but protecting the data from unauthorized access. You know what is unauthorized? Somebody who is not supposed to see the data sees the data, and that is called unauthorized access. Many users are not sure on the data security while using information system. They are afraid. Many people afraid to use online payments. Why? They are afraid. Maybe there is a security threat and I may lose all my money. Okay, due to this fact. So hackers may hack and steal the data about the user. This is a common fear in the people's mind. Now if you look at this one, what are the possible type of problems that can happen in your computer with regard to information security? Number one is called virus. It's a very common thing. It's a program which is developed to destroy or corrupt your data. The other one is called spyware. What is spyware? Spyware is nothing but it's a program which is kept in order to spy your actions in the computer. Maybe they can actually switch on your camera or monitor your keyboard movements, and then they can see what's happening. There is another thing called malware. You know what is malware? Malware is also like a software which is uploaded into the computer system without the knowledge of the user to cause some damage. So that is called malware. What there's another one is called phishing. Maybe some people receive a mail as if the mail is coming from a bank asking them, please give me your password so that we want to update your account information. So this type of information which you get is not true, but people believe it and send their username and password, and that's called phishing. And similarly, we have hackers. Who are hackers? Hackers are the people who try to break the security of the information system and try to gain access into the system. Okay, then we have something called firewall. You know what is firewall? It is a filter, hardware and software combination which is available in most of the big organizations to protect their private network. That is called firewall. I think just this is enough for you to know some ideas about these things. Now let's go to the next one, which is called e-business. Online business or e-business is any kind of business or commercial transaction that includes sharing the information across the internet. So it is nothing but you are sharing some information across the internet in any kind of business. That's called e-business. Let's go to the next one, which is called e-commerce. You know what is commerce? Commerce means doing trade. College of Commerce and Business Administration, a system for the buying and selling of the goods. What is commerce? Buying and selling of the goods or services using the internet as a means of exchange. If you are doing commerce, you can do it physically in a marketplace. But if you are going to do e-commerce, you are going to do commerce using internet as a means of exchange. You know very well Alibaba, Amazon.com, Walmart, General Electric. Some of these companies you know very well. These are very famous e-commerce companies, and they earn a lot of money by doing business using e-commerce. They are business to business e-commerce companies. E-learning. Now you are doing all things through e-learning after the COVID-19 lockdown. E-learning is a structured course or learning experience. See, we have a very clear plan. What are we going to teach? How the things are going to go, and it is delivered electronically. It can include performance support content. Example Moodle. You can see what is performance. We can see your performance. We can see how can we support your learning. And one of the examples that we are using now is Moodle, and it is also embedded with big blue button, for example. The last slide of this one, probably you are so happy that I am finishing now. E-government, it's called electronic government. What is electronic government? You call it as e-hukuma. It is actually the use of technological devices such as computers and internet to provide public services to the citizens and persons in a country or region. For example, we have a website, it's for e-Oman. The e-government website of Oman is called e-Oman. If you want, let's try to open it. For example, we can try to open it, e-Oman. E-Oman. Just I try to open it for you to see that what is e-Oman. See, if you can see here, it is e-Oman is a website, e-Oman. Okay. E-Oman. So, but you can see that this is here, e-Oman. You can see this is actually the e-Oman website, e-government website of Oman. Like you can try to get it. Okay. Like for example, if you want in Arabic, you can get it in Arabic. If you want in English, it will be in English, something like this. Okay. Like for example, if you are a job seeker, if you are going to do these things, okay, useful links, okay, MTC services, whatever you have, any services which is done through by the government through an online platform is called e-government. For example, if you take rop.gov.om, for example, this is another example where you can get all your services through online. Okay, for example, I will use English. I will use English. Now here, for example, you want to check your fines, you can check here. Okay, if you can click your traffic fine payment, you can click here and you can get your information. See, this is information system. What is this? This is the client computer where you are seeing the interface, but the data is stored in the server side in a database. Through the web, you get all the information because you are providing the input, it is processed and you are getting the output. You remember the business processing cycle, which I explained about in any information system, what happens. So try to just go through all these things which I explained you just now. It will be very easy for you to understand the idea, and for your final exam, this part is important to focus and you will get a fairly good mark from this particular chapter. Thank you and see you again in our next episode if I am going to put any more videos on this course. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.